folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Star Wars Risk. This is a two-player game that I have covered on my channel before. However, we are going to attempt something a little different today. I developed a solo mode for it where the player plays as the Rebels and the AI plays as the Empire. That being said, I haven't had a chance to play test it. So this is going to be more of a quick play test to see if these solo rules hold up or if I need to go back and adjust some things. I do have a little cheat sheet off to the side here that kind of tells me what I'm supposed to do when the AI does something. So we'll get into that later. Now, what is this game all about? Well, for those of you that don't know, this is a 1v1 where one player is the Rebels, one player is the Empire. And this takes place during the Battle of Endor, which is Return of the Jedi, the Star Wars movie Return of the Jedi. And there are 3 theaters of battle in that last part of the movie. Spoilers. There's the surface battle where Han Solo and crew are trying to take down the shield generator so that in space you've got Lando Calrissian and the Millennium Falcon there along with the Rebel fleet. They're trying to fly inside the Death Star and blow it up. And then off to the right, you've got the other theater of war, which is the Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader battle. And all 3 things will be happening all at the same time, depending on what cards come up. Now, in the 2-player game, each player would have a hand of 6 cards and then choose 3 to put down in front of them. And one at a time, alternatively, they would sort of just resolve one action on their card. These cards typically have multiple actions on them, like that, for example. And when this card was drawn, the Empire player would pick one of these 2 to resolve. And different pictures mean different things. And if you've played the core game, you'll be familiar. But if not, I'll try to, recap some of it as they come up. So like I said, this is a play test, and as a result, I've modified some of the rules. So don't expect a samey playthrough. This is going to be slightly different than what you're used to accommodate the fact that there is an AI player. So with that gobbledygook out of the way, let's begin. The Rebels always start first, so I'm going to go ahead and get my hand of 6 cards. That is, in the normal game, like I said, each player has a hand of 6 cards. They would normally choose 3 to place down in front of them, and they would resolve them one at a time. In this, I'm going to draw 6 cards, and I'm going to pick one to play. So let's take a look at what I've got. And I'm not an expert at this game. I have not mathed out this game to know what the best strategies are. So I think what I'd like to do, though, the B-Wings are the hardest to kill. So I want to get them out as quickly as possible. So I think I need to get... These are fleet markers down here, and these serve as reinforcements. But the Death Star can target these fleet markers and blow them up and all the ships on them. So I like to get all of the ships out as quickly as possible off these things, that the Death Star blows up less ships. That's more ships that are available to attack the Death Star when the time comes. So I'm going to play this card. I'm going to play that face up right here as my discard pile. I'm going to play that action. I'm going to move these 3 B-Wings right there. And that would conclude my turn. And I have a really hard time with these tiny little figurines here, so bear with me. There we go. Okay, and the X-Wings are so huge compared to the other ships. They don't even have stands. That's how big they are. Anyway, so now the Empire player is going to go, and this is going to be different than what you would normally see in a 2-player game. The Empire is going to draw a card and resolve the card top to bottom. Some of the icons are going to be resolved differently. So let's take a look at this one. So we're going to resolve this top to bottom. So that's a total of 2 actions that he gets. First is the TIE Fighter action. That's the one that was most heavily modified. So I have written down here, TIE, if any Rebel ship can be attacked, they must be, so moving and attacking. So the TIE squadrons, if there are any within range, like for example, we've got this squadron right here that is in range of this here. If this squadron wasn't here, that one in theory could move here and attack. This one could move here and attack. Is that a line? I can't tell. The fold is sort of messing up the... I'm going to treat this as one space, I believe. So we're just going to do that. Although that might be... That is a line. So I did check the rulebook, and there are spaces that are lined along this crease. It's very difficult to see, so apologies with that. But yeah, this is a crease, and there are lines here. So this is a space, this is a space, this is a space, so there's 6 spaces surrounding the Death Star here. So getting back to this, this group can move and attack. So they're going to go ahead and move up here and attack. Now they could have gone here, I suppose, but typically as the Empire player, they would probably move up further to get the most out of their attack. Now let's say these B-Wings were up here instead. They would have 2 different choices. In that case, they would attack the ships that were the easiest to destroy first. X-Wings only need a roll of 3 to kill. Y-Wings need a roll of 4, and B-Wings need a roll of 5 per the standard rules. The Millennium Falcon also needs a 5 or better to hit on the die. So the TIE Fighters are going after the X-Wings first. So they're going to roll 4 dice because there are 4 TIE Fighters there. And we've got a 1, 4, 5, 6, which is really bad. So they're going to do 3 hits and take out 3 X-Wings on that space. So that's 3 ships gone already, and that's bad for the Rebels. And the next space is going to be, before I get into that, I should mention that there were other things that could happen with that move. In the standard game, you have the option of spawning TIE Fighters from the Executor. In this case, if there are no Rebel ships to attack that are in range to be attacked, you're going to roll a d6. On a 1 through 3, you're going to move the farthest TIE Fighters closer to the Death Star, closest to the Rebel ships that are available, like whoever Rebel ships are closer. And then on a roll of 4 to 6, you're going to spawn 4 TIE Fighters from the Executor, which can attack after spawning. So there's like a 50-50 chance of a group moving closer or the Executor spawning more TIE Fighters from the supply there. Okay, so let's go ahead and resolve this one, and that's just standard. This is pretty easy. We're gonna add markers down here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and these add 1 pip to the required roll to move this marker up to get to the end so that we can take down the shields in order to make the Death Star vulnerable to Starfighter attack. Okay, so that was this card in its entirety. And now we're going to move back to me, and we're going to take a look at my hand, and we're going to play 1 more card. So, in effect, I get 2 actions, he gets 2 actions, but I take the first action, he gets 2, then I get 1 more. And that's how a round typically is going to play out here. In the rare event, if the AI is going to draw a card with 3 on it, we're going to roll a d6, and on a 1 to 2 do that one, on a 3 to 4 do that one, on a 5 to 6 do that one. Never the same action twice, though. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this and see what I'm going to do. Again, I kind of want to move ships out of here, but I'm also concerned about this here. If I use the Millennium Falcon to attack, he rolls 2 dice. If I use the X-Wings to attack, I only get to roll 2 dice. So that's also not ideal for me. So maybe I do continue moving units out to try and get... because I don't want to be stuck here doing battle with these 4 TIE Fighters and then these go away. So I'm tempted to use this card, although I may want to save that for attacking. What if I get my Y-Wings out? Maybe if I use this card and get a group of Y-Wings out, we'll move them up here to help support this side of the board. And that is it. And at the end of a round, I'm going to refresh up to 6 cards. Okay, and that is a complete round. And this is going to continue this way until one of us wins. And we're going to come back to me now. It's my turn. Okay, so... And again, that might, this turn order might mess up the game a little bit because in effect I'm getting 2 turns, but he gets 2 turns in a row, so it's, yeah. Again, it's going to be weird. This is a play test. We're going to see how balanced this actually is in a little bit. Tempted to play that again. Tempted to get the Y-Wings out. I could move this squadron of Y-Wings up here and attack these TIE Fighters. I'd have more dice to throw at them if I did that. So I'm thinking about actually doing that. So let's go ahead and play this Y-Wing group. As much as I want to move these guys out, I'm a little concerned about that there. So we're going to move these Y-Wings over, like so. All right, and we're going to attack with those 4 there. TIE Fighters need a 3 or better to actually hit. You see how I roll? Yes, see? Yes, see? So nothing happens there. All right, moving on to the Empire. He's going to take 2. So TIE fighters, again, these are the closest they're going to attack. They're going to attack the weakest, which is that, but they can also spread their damage a bit too. So 3, 3, 5, 6. So they do 2 damage to these from the 3s, and the 5 and 6, 2 Y-Wings are good. This is awful. This is a game of dice, and I typically hate games of dice, but so I love Star Wars. Now this one, he's going to roll 4 dice and see if he can hit me. I believe it's on a 4, 5, or 6 that I take damage. So let's go ahead and roll 4 dice to see if Darth Vader hits him. Luke Skywalker, it's 2. So Luke Skywalker loses 2 health. And now I get to take a turn because that is completely resolved. Oh boy, this is not looking good for me. I don't have another Y-Wing card. I feel like using the Millennium Falcon and doing as much damage to those TIE fighters as possible, but it's only 2 dice, and I don't know. I mean, I have to do something about that. So I'm going to use this card, the Millennium Falcon, and roll 2 dice against these TIE fighters here. A 1 and a 4, I get 1 of them. This is looking bad for the Rebels. And I've got 4 cards left, so I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Okay. And I believe that's it. Now I get to take my first turn here. So let's go ahead and think about what I want to do. I'm tempted to move these Y-Wings up here to finish these guys off. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll talk about clear bonuses in a little bit. So I'm going to play that Y-Wing card and move all those Y-Wings up to attack. So I get 5. Again, that's the max you can roll. And there we go. 4, 5, 6 is enough to take out these TIE fighters. I get a clear bonus. Now, in the standard game, when you get a clear bonus, you're going to play it. You're going to draw a card from your deck and place it under your stack to resolve last. Again, in this modified version, I get to draw a card and just play. Whether or not that's balanced, I don't know, but that's what we're going to do. So we're going to pick another card and just play it. And we'll draw back up to 6 at the end of the round. So let's see. What else would I want to play as my bonus action for clearing that? Again, I kind of want to get these out of here. So I'm thinking about playing that one so I can get these B-Wings into the fray. Again, they're the hardest to kill. They take a 5 or better. All right, so now the Empire is going to draw a card and resolve top to bottom. TIE fighters, can these guys move and attack? No. Well, these guys here, these could move here. These could move here. In the case of a tie, and I'm going to be modifying rules as we go. So let's just, on a 1 through 3, it's that group, and 1 through 6, it's, well, actually, it could be that group too. It's whichever one's furthest away. But these guys moving here or here would not reach that anyway. So on a 1 through 3, these guys move to 1. So that's fine. 4 through 6, they would have moved. So these guys moved, now they're going to attack as well. So they're going to roll 4 dice, and the Y-Wings will see damage first. 6, 6, 3, 2. The Y-Wings take a 4 or better to hit. 2 6s, so 2 of these Y-Wings go away. Okay. And this one again, the Darth Vader is going to roll, the Darth Vader. 5, 6, 3, 1, so 2 more damage on Luke. Not looking good for that. Okay, now I get 1 more turn. I kind of want to clear that squadron of ties so that I can get more bonus clears and get extra actions, but I don't have the ability to really do that. I've got a lot of these cards here that I think I need to start moving up this track so I can get the shield generator down before more TIE fighters start rolling in. I could move my B-Wings up and attack. I could do that. But I'm feeling that it's either that or also push hard over here. If Luke Skywalker manages to kill Darth Vader, I get 3 bonus cards, or 3 bonus actions. And if I manage to turn Darth Vader, which is a special action on one of these cards that will come up at some point, I get 5 bonus clears, or 5 bonus actions that I could take. So, and if Darth Vader defeats me, he gets... I believe it's 4 bonus actions, if I remember correctly. And the way that's going to be represented, he's going to draw this twice. 1, resolve top to bottom. Again, resolve top to bottom. That's a total of 4 actions. So in the event he does beat me, he would draw from the deck twice, which is going to be pretty nasty. So I kind of want to get going either with this or with this and try and take them down. You know, let's just see what happens if we ignore this and just focus on Darth Vader. I'm just curious. Normally I'd want to try and rush that, but, you know, let's just have some fun with it and see what kind of, you know, game-breaking things we can do. So we're going to roll 4 dice against Vader. 5, 6, so 2 damage there. Okay, so that was it for me. And yeah, so 1, 2, 3, and I've got 3 cards left. So that was the last part. Now I'm going to go ahead and, for the next round, draw up to 6 cards. I'm going to take another turn. Again, I'm tempted to play one of these and move these guys off. That might be worth doing. Let's go ahead and play that one here to move these Y-wings onto this space. We're going to save as many ships as possible from the Death Star when it does come up. That was 1 for me. He's going to play a card and resolve top to... Oh, man. Luke is in trouble. TIE Fighters. These guys are the closest, so they're just going to automatically attack. They're going to get 4 dice and 5, 5, 6, 3 Y-wings. Only against myself with the AI. Just roll so well against me. Okay, so I'm down to 1 Y-wing there. And then this is going to be 4 dice as well. Let's hope the... oh, my bad. That was here and 4 there, 4 there. Okay. 1, 3... Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 6. There, can you see that? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 6. He's going to hit me 1 time. I'm down to 8. That's not good. Okay, so now it's back to me. I get to play 1 more card. And I don't want to die over here. I really don't. So I'm tempted to use a B-Wing to move up. I kind of want to keep up with Darth Vader over here. So I think I'm going to play that card and roll 4 dice myself to see how well I actually do. I need a bigger space for dice or something. 2, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, 2, 3, 5, 5. So that's 2 damage to Darth Vader. He's down to 8. Okay. So it is, we're going to new round it. We got 6 cards, and we're going to play one of them. When this Y-Wing goes and this starts taking damage, I'll move these B-Wings up to sort of defend. I could move some X-Wings out onto this spot, and then in the future up there to attack those TIE Fighters. Very tempted, but again, I'm a little concerned about the whole Darth Vader situation down here. But let's risk it. We'll play our X-Wings to get these guys up there to this space, and that'll be my action. And now the computer is going to draw a card, resolve, but oh my gosh. So that's the Death Star. Now the Death Star is going to behave just like it normally would. It's going to roll 2 dice, and on a 5 or 6, it's going to destroy one of these fleet markers. 4 and a 6. So it destroys this, and these X-Wings are gone. But I got the majority of my reinforcements out of there, which is nice. And this is going to, I think, just flip over to the other side, showing that it's destroyed. Okay. And because he destroyed a fleet marker, which counts as a clear, he's going to take another action. And the way that's represented is we're going to draw a card from here and roll a die and see which of the 2 actions will activate. But first he's going to do that. So he's going to roll 4 dice to see if Darth Vader does more damage. And he got 1 on that. 1, 5, 2, 2. So Luke is down to 7. He's going to draw 1 card. Actually, let me see. Is it a die roll? What did I say in my little instructions here? Empire draws 1 card and does top action only. Okay, top action. So he's going to do the top action, which is the TIE Fighter thing. This is right next to these guys here. They're going to attack, and it's 4 dice. And it's 4, 5. Okay, so it's 1 Y-Wing with the 4, and then 2 damage on the Millennium Falcon, so it's down to 4. That's not good. That's not good. We don't want to lose that thing, because the Empire does get a bonus on killing the Millennium Falcon. In this case, he gets to draw, if it's a 2 action bonus, he draws 1 card and does both. Okay, so with that said, I get 1 more action at the end of this round. I'm going to go ahead and use this card to move my X-Wings up to sort of run a gauntlet for the Millennium Falcon. We're going to roll 5 dice against the TIE Fighters there. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So that's 3 of the 4 TIE fighters gone. Okay, not terrible. And now we've got 4 cards. It's time to go back up to our hand size, 1 and 2. And new round, let's take a look. Tempted to play that to try and get rid of that last TIE fighter so that I can play another action. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to do that X-Wing, clear that space, hopefully with we need a 3 or better on one of these dice. Oh yeah, we got it. So that TIE fighter is going away, and now we get to play another action on before we move on to him. So what action would I want? All my reinforcements are out, which is good. I think now we start working on the Endor thing. Or maybe we help Luke over here. We're going to play this card, and we're going to roll 4 dice, and we're going to try and get as many hits on Vader as possible. We've got 5, 5, and a 4, which is 3 hits, so he's down to 5. Okay, not terrible. He's going to draw a card, resolve top to bottom. Another Death Star. So he's going to roll 2 dice on a 5 or 6. He got a 5. He's going to take out this fleet marker there, and he gets a bonus clear on that as well. So he's going to get another action on top of this in a minute. He's going to add 3, 1, 2, 3 to these spaces down here, making it more difficult. Han's just taking his good old time down there. We're going to draw 1 card and do the top action, which is the Death Star, and that's because of the clear. So if he gets another one, so help me. 3 and a 3, so he missed the fleet markers there. So now it's back to me. So the last action of the game is going to be one of these 4 cards, because I got a bonus clear earlier. I really want to help Luke out and get that done. Oh, there's that redeem thing. So if I can get that, if I can get this health marker on 3, 2, or 1, I can play that on a future turn and just turn Darth Vader and get 5 bonus actions, which I never really counted on doing. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to have to draw more cards when that happens. So I think I'm tempted to, I don't have any lightsaber crap. Okay, so the battle with Darth Vader may have to wait until... Yeah. Okay, so let's do this card, and we'll start getting Endor sorted. So we're going to roll some dice. It's, I believe, all 5 dice, and it says on a 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, but plus 1s. I need 3s or better on these dice. And I've got a 1, 1, 1, 4, and 6. So these 2 are good, but the others... Yeah. All right, so that's it for me. I need to draw back up to 6 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And for my first action, I am going to play this card and try and get Luke to get another hit on Vader. Preferably 2 hits. There we go. 4, 4, 5, 3. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. I know what I'm doing on my next turn. So we're going to do that, and the Death Star is going to roll 1 and a 2, nothing. Luke Skywalker automatically takes 2 damage from this Force Lightning. He's down to 4. Okay, and that card is resolved. We're going to go ahead and play... I've got 2 of them. We're going to play that one because there's less actions on it. And we are going to redeem Darth Vader, defeating Emperor Palpatine, and we also get some bonus actions for doing that. I do believe we get 5 bonus actions. Now, here's the problem. I wasn't expecting to have that many bonus actions, and normally they would just be drawn from the deck and tucked under. So why don't we do that? We'll do 5 actions, just drawing from here. And again, this is just because I don't have a hand to really look at. So we're going to do 1 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just so I can keep track of what I'm doing. We're going to get 5 actions here to resolve 1 at a time. So we've got this Y-Wing / well, that's useless because we've already defeated Darth Vader now. So we're just going to play the Y-Wings, and I think we're going to move them up. We want to fortify positions as much as possible, prevent him from getting a full clear. So there's that. Next card is a redemption or the Endor. I think we're going to do the Endor thing, obviously. And we're going to roll dice, and we got the 2 6s, so that's 2 more there. All right, third card is Y-Wing and that. Maybe I don't want to, I think we move these guys up and start wrecking these TIE fighters a bit. So we're going to move the Y-Wings up and just roll 5 dice against that squad of TIE fighters there. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Standard Yahtzee roll for me anyway. So we're going to do, that's 3, 4, and 6 are hits. So 3 TIE fighters are gone. Great. And the next card is, okay, we've got Millennium Falcon, X-Wing. Let's do, I want to keep the Millennium Falcon back. Let's go ahead and move these X-Wings up like so. And then they can't attack anything. Last card, X-Wing, and okay, we're going to do the Endor base again. So 5 dice. We need some 3s or better. Okay, so we got 3, 4, 6. That's good enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Well, here's the thing. The 3 can take that one. The 4 can take that one. I've got a 2, which can take that one. It's not buffed. And the 6 can take that one. So we've moved up 4, which isn't bad. Okay, so moving on. I think that was my last turn. So we're not going to, yeah, I'm going to just draw up to 6 and be done with it. 1, 2. Okay, and now I get to take a turn for the new round. And then he gets 2, then I get 1. So far, it's looking pretty good for the Rebels now. I'm tempted to play this Y-Wing so that I can clear that and then get another bonus action. I think that's going to be the way to go here. So Y-Wings, we're going to do that. We're going to roll 5 dice against that lone TIE fighter right there. And even after that crappy roll, 1, 1, 1, 2, 4, that 4 is enough to kill this. We get a bonus clear, and we're going to play one more card. So let's go ahead and do... I want to... The Y-Wings I want to keep in case we get attacked. The B-Wing, let's keep those in reserve. We'll play... No, we can't do that. We need a... Let's do this one, and we'll do the Endor thing again. So we'll do 5 dice. We need 2, and then 3, 3, 3, 3. So it's going to get progressively harder to move up this track as we go. 4, 4, 6, 5. Those are plenty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moved up 4 spaces on that. Okay, moving on to his turn. He's going to draw a card. The Executors. And just like the standard game, that means he can move up to 2 spaces and attack with 4 dice. And he's going to move to the closest, the weakest one. So I think he's going to go like 1, 2. And he's going to... Yeah. So I think he's going to do that. I think he's going to move here because the X-Wings are the weakest, and he's going to roll 4 dice against that. Okay. So, wow, 6, 6, 6, 4 is enough to wipe out 4 of these X-Wings. So he did very well. Now, when that TIE fighter rolls around again, I'm going to have to maybe make something in the rules, but like the Executor's sitting right here. He could spawn TIE fighters and attack the X-Wings, or these guys could move and attack the Y-Wings. I think given the choice, he would rather spawn new ones and go after the weaker ships, but you know, we'll get to there when we get to it. This is, he's going to add 3 markers to this track there. All right. I'm going to take 1 action, and that's going to be, we're in trouble there with the Executor. I'd like to attack the Executor and destroy it so that he doesn't spawn any more TIE fighters, but he's got 8 health, and I don't know how I feel about that. We've got a lot of B-Wings, so I'm thinking we get them over there to start chipping away at that and to protect the Millennium Falcon on top of it. So as much as I want to do the Endor thing, I think we need to address the Executor there. So I'm going to play this card, the B-Wing card, and it's going to be the last action of the round. We're going to move these guys up there, and they're going to do 3 dice against that. And I think it's a, what do they hit on? Is it the 5 or better? I'm trying to remember what it takes to hit it. Yeah, 5 or higher. So I need a 5 or better to hit the Executor. Nope, 3, 3, 3. There's no rerolls in this game, so it's just, these B-Wings are just going to run gauntlet for the Millennium Falcon at this point, like protecting it. So, all right, that was it. I'm going to go ahead and draw back up to 6 cards. 1, 2, We're out of cards, so we're going to shuffle the discard pile and form a new deck. And my shuffling is awful, but good to go. Okay, so we've got some cards. Let's see what we can do with that. I'm tempted to bring these B-Wings up and make another run at that. I don't want to spend too long on this. Maybe the B-Wings just block while these other guys come up and try and destroy the Death Star. I think that might be a better play. So let's continue our run on Endor. And I think we use this card to do it because we've got other Y-Wing cards. So let's do 5 dice and try and get that shield generator down. And we've got a 6, 5, 3, 3, 2. The 3s, okay, so the 6 and the 5 take care of those. However, this is a 4, so those 3s don't. If this wasn't here, those 2 3s would have brought me over here, which would have been nice, but so it goes. He's going to draw a card, Executor again, and he's got the add more markers over here. So he's going to roll 4 dice over here and try and hit crap. And let's see what he hits. 2, 4, 4, 5. So the 4 hits the X-Wing, and the 5 hits a B-Wing, but that's it. Okay. And then this adds 3 markers. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I get to play 1 final card. Do I bring more X-Wings up to block? I don't know. Or do we play... that card's kind of useless. Let's play that one so we can do more Endor stuff. We need to get that shield generator down. Okay, 4, perfect, and then 5 and 5, 1, 1. So 3 gone, or up to there. Boy, is this slow going, isn't it? And now I think that was my last, yeah, so that's 4 cards. I need to draw 2, new round. Let's go ahead and play this one to do this again. We're going to do the Endor thing. Okay, 4, 4, 6, 6, 1. It's 4 spaces. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. We're up to there. Getting closer. We're getting closer. The Empire is going to do the Executor again. Force Lightning, we're not going to count. I don't know how to treat that yet. If he can't do something, does he just ignore it at that point because I've beat him in that theater? Or do we let him draw another card? And I think we let him draw a card and do the top action, or roll a die and whatever one's available, that kind of thing. That might be more fair for him. But for now, we're going to roll 4 dice and see what gets hit. 4, 4, 4, 3. And none of those hit because a 5 or better is what is needed for both the Millennium Falcon or the B-Wings. Now the Force Lightning is no longer a thing, so we're going to draw a card for him for his final action. And the Death Star is the only one out of these 2 that he can do. So we're going to go ahead and resolve that one. He's going to do on a 5 or 6. Nope. No hit. These Rebel fleets are still safe down here. Okay, for the last action of the round, I want to play this one to get this Endor marker. I really want to beat the Executor, but I feel like we need to rush the Death Star while there's very few TIE fighters on the board. So we've got 2, 3, and then 6. Okay, so the 3 is going to be for that one, and then 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So we're going to do 6, 5, 6. 6, 5, 6. That's, or 6, whatever, but it works. So we are really close to the end there. We almost took down the shield. He's going to... actually, it's my turn. I'm going to draw 2 cards for the new round. Play 1 card. Let's go with that one, just because we can. Let's roll more dice and see if we can get that shield down. Oh, come on, high numbers. Okay, we've got 4 and a 5. So there's the 4, and there's a 5. If we had 1 more 5, we would have taken down the shield, but we didn't. Moving on, we've got the Death Star again. We're going to roll the die. 1 and a 3. Nope. We're going to add a marker to this 5. So now we need a perfect 6 to get that last shield down. And I don't know if I have any... I don't have any Endor cards to do it. So we're going to play... We have some B-Wings. I'm going to play this one to get my B-Wings to reinforce these guys here. And then these 5 will now attack the Executor. And we need a 5 or better for at least some hits. Nope, 1 and then 3, 3, 3. It's hard to see the dice up there, but yeah. Okay, so no hits at all, period. All right, and that was that it? Yeah, that's it. Draw 2 cards. I get to take an action. We're going to play this one to try and get the shield down. 1-6 is all I need. 1-6. There it is. There's that 6 right there. So we're going to take the shield down, and all we need to do now is get any fighter, any ship near the Death Star, just adjacent to it, and then roll a 6. And then we win, which is, it's hard to do, but, you know, it's possible with the right luck. So with that said, we're going to draw something here. And TIE Fighter. So with the way this is, do we spawn more TIE Fighters? Because he is closest, although Y-Wings are weakest. I'm not sure how to play that, because in my head, the Y-Wings are easier to kill, so these would come up and start attacking the Y-Wings. Or do we spawn more TIE Fighters here to defend the Executor? That's going to be part of the rules that I'm going to have to try and tweak later. But for right now, we're just going to bring that up. And because the Executor still has a significant amount of health left. We're going to bring those up and 4 dice against those Y-Wings there. 4, 4, 6, 2. So 3 of these Y-Wings are defeated. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we do not want that to be cleared. We may have to reinforce at some point. Okay, and then we can't do this, so we're going to play another card, and okay, he could do the Death Star, he could do the Executor. On a 1 through 3, we do the top one. On a 4 through 6, we do the middle one. 4 through 6. So the Executor is going to roll 4 dice against that. 4, 4, 5, 3. That kills 1 of the B-Wings. That 5 there. Okay. All right. Now, what do I do? So, I think we start trying to end the game. I'm going to use this group of X-Wings to come... We're adjacent, so I can move right here and still be safe from TIE Fighters. So I think we move the X-Wings... like there's a little corner right there, it's adjacent. We're going to move these X-Wings up. It's 5 of them. We just need a single 6 in order to get a hit. And we did. We got a 6 right there. And the Rebels win. So, not bad for a first-time solo playtest. I don't know if the Rebels had too much of an advantage because I was taking like an action at the end of my turn and then getting another action at the beginning of my next turn. I don't know if that was a good play. I might have to like reorder how the turns, like maybe 1 for me, 1 for him. And then every time I draw a card, maybe roll a die to see which one he does. But that I don't want to keep rolling a die every time a card comes up. I like the idea of resolving cards top to bottom. And then to compensate for all of those actions, I get, you know, to take as many actions as he did to make up for it. And I don't like that he didn't spawn, I don't think, TIE Fighters once this game. There was always TIE Fighters that were in range to attack. Part of me thinks that maybe I should, every time a TIE Fighter comes up, in addition to moving and attacking, maybe the Executor by default, like automatically spawns 1 TIE Fighter. Just wherever he is, he spawns 1. Just to sort of add more ships to the conflict. Again, without testing that, I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but it's something to think about. So there you go, folks. That was my first homebrewed playtest of Star Wars Risk. It's a great game, a little luck heavy for my taste, but I do like to play it every now and again. If you have any comments that you'd like to leave, feel free to do so. If you're a beginner or a veteran and have some thoughts about this solo play set, this play rule set, then by all means, you know, reach out, leave comments, whatever. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Take care.